Hello everyone. Welcome back to Animal People Nightmare Time, otherwise known as Beacon Pines. What did I do before this? I finished the custom alert boxes. Oh, right. The actual thing I care about is that I might have to switch to my be right back screen pretty early because my mom will come home at some point from what she's doing, and the dogs will be very excited to bark at her, and nobody has to hear that except me, so I'll switch to the break screen as soon as I hear it start happening. Otherwise, here we go. I went straight to where I wanted to be next, which is timeline where I threw Iggy in the sludge and he got horribly mutated. That's the timeline I want to be in right now. I'm sure everyone agrees. So here we go. I've hit the wrong button. God damn it. God damn it. Hold on. Everything exploded violently in my face. Get this off my screen.
Luca took a deep
There
breath
we
and
go.
gingerly opened the door, steeling himself for Gran's wrath.
Oh, also, in between the everything, went and figured out how to get the Born in a Barn achievement, and went and got it. I could tell you how to get it, or I could let you figure it out yourself. Because obviously everyone is going to play this game, right? It's good. You should do that. Good. Good. Glad we all understand. Now, once again, here we go. Gran, I'm home. Everything's fine. Gran, where has my grandma gone? Gran? I know I wasn't supposed to go anywhere. I was just helping look for Rolo. Did I leave this sink on? At some point? I don't remember leaving the sink on. Grandmother. I must have been the one to leave the sink on. Right? Gran? Roxy came over. She was worried about him. So I figured you wouldn't mind if I helped look for him. It turns out Rolo is safe and sound. Hello? Hello?
Luca was alone. The house was empty.
So Gran's not back yet. I guess that's a good thing. Nothing to do now but sleep, I guess. Oh, this is also a timeline where I have
Luca was
walkie-talkie.
sitting by the pond,
Very important that I have walkie-talkie.
listening to small waves lap against a rock. His
Not
father
another
sat
one
in a
of
folding chair
these.
in front of him.
Last time this happened, it was horrible.
Without turning, he spoke. "Why don't you grab me some nice bait?" "Sure thing, Dad." Luca hopped over to the tackle box and popped open the lid. Inside was a rolling, buzzing mass.
Of course it is. I don't know what else I expected.
"We're fishing with bees?"
We're fishing with bees?
Luca's father gave a warm chuckle.
No.
"Well, you catch more fish with bees than honey. Pick us out a good one."
Of course.
Luca closed his eyes and plucked out a bee. He could feel its wings struggle between his finger and thumb.
This sucks. I hate this.
Holding it at arm's length, he hurried over. His father deftly baited the hook and examined his work.
You just fucking got a bee onto your fishing hook with minimal effort? I guess that's why it's a dream.
Interesting choice. With a practiced flick of the wrist, the line buzzed in a graceful arc. the water accepted it without a splash or ripple. The wrong choice, but I respect it.
I'm sorry that I horribly mutated Iggy. I was just deciding. You gave me 2 options, so I picked the worst one. Not my
The
problem.
pond began to freeze over. Sometimes we gotta make the wrong choice before we can make it right. Pallid ice propagated across the still surface with an alarming speed. Luca scrambled back as the ground beneath him turned cold. Dad, I don't understand.
I don't understand either.
Sorry, kiddo. Understanding isn't always part of the deal. The relentless ice shot through the fishing line toward his father. Dad, look out! His father casually wound the reel. None of it's your fault, you know. Never was. Dad, we have to go! Luca grabbed his father's shoulders, trying to pull him away. Please, you have to run! The ice crackled as it spread across his father's hands. That's the thing about fishing, Luca. His chest began to crystallize. You toss your hook in, and you never know what you're gonna pull out.
I honestly don't know if crystallize has 1 or 2 L's in it, so whatever.
A shock of searing cold ran up Luca's arms. He gave one last desperate tug. The chair tipped backwards in a single frozen mass. Luca tried to stop the momentum, but it was too late. He watched the icy form of his father slam into the hard ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces that crowded around his feet.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Dad, I don't understand. What does all this mean? The gentle rustle of leaves was the only reply.
It means everything's a nightmare, hence the name Animal People Nightmare Time. I'm the only one who's called it Animal People Nightmare Time. Oh, good. The walkie-talkie's back.
Luca's eyes struggled to focus on the walkie-talkie.
Rolo? Dot, 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 block, block. Block, 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 block. Block, 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 block. Block, block. Block, block, block.
Faintly,
Thanks,
he
walkie-talkie.
could hear Rollo amongst the noise.
Luca. Rolo, is that you? Luca. There? Rolo, it's the middle of the night. Luca! Thank God! Tetris Effect. Don't go playing Tetris Effect on my stream. Get out of here. Thank you. Listen. I don't know how long this thing will work down here. Down here?
Rollo's voice was coming through more clearly now. But some words were still just static.
Listen to me. Someone grabbed me yesterday. What? The man in the hazmat suit? Took me to some sort of... I think I'm underground. Underground? Are you okay? Kinda. They seem more interested in... For now, at least. Mr. Kerr said you made it back home safe. Kerr? No. Trust. He's... Hold on, someone's coming.
The signal went silent.
Rolo? Rolo, where are you?
Luca held still, waiting for a response, his pounding heartbeat marking the passage of time.
Okay, I think they're gone. Getting worse. Probably the signal is getting worse, so anyways. I can barely hear you.
Rollo's voice began to fade.
Losing signal. Like I said. Not much time. Mission control. You need to... The treehouse. The treehouse!
With that, the signal died for good.
What was he trying to say about the treehouse? What's at the treehouse? The antenna! He wants me to use the antenna in the treehouse to get a better signal. Rolo, you're a genius.
Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and sprinted to the treehouse.
I don't have to walk. I can do it. I don't have to walk. Don't make me walk. Hook up the walkie-talkie to the radio in the treehouse. Okay, fine, I do have to walk. I'll do it. But first... Never mind. That doesn't exist anymore.
Luca heard a group of footsteps approaching.
Go on.
He dashed behind the bushes to avoid being spotted.
Who is it? It's Grandma! And Mr. Tolliver! And Mrs. Fratelli! I know all about them. So, we all understand our roles? You can count on me. I still think we need more time. This wasn't the original plan.
Mr. Tolliver paused, shifting his eyes to one side.
We're all in danger now. I, for one, refuse to sit idly by while that danger persists. Refuse. I wonder where I can use that one. Hiram, you just keep your wits about you.
Mr. Tolliver took one long, quiet breath.
You're right. You can count on me. I just wish we could have made that deal with Eris Valentine. Her resources would have still come in handy. As I said, I had no time to contact her after your call this morning. Plans change. How's Luca holding up? He's fine. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that, wait. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that this is all... I know very well what all of this is for. We have no choice. Operation Sparkplug has a new objective. Are we in agreement?
The three shared a determined look.
Good. We'll reconvene after the festival. Thanks, Gran. I know all about this, so that's cool that you're just gonna continue being like that. Gran, why are you meeting with Mrs. Fratelli and Mr. Tolliver late at night? Hey, Luke. Hi, Dawn. Yeah! Dawn, you scared me. How long have you been there? Oh, just a few minutes. Earlier today I saw Mr. Tolliver and your Gran enter the diner together. When my shift at the newsstand was over, they still hadn't left. So I used the greatest tool of any investigative reporter? Investigative? I've never had to do this. I've never had to pronounce this before. Reporter. Time. When they left, I tailed them here. What do you think they're up to? Whatever it is, they seem organized and determined. They mentioned the festival. Yeah, I heard that too. I was there the whole time. Remember? I bet you forgot. Has your Gran been doing anything different recently? Anything strange? She got a phone call this morning and rushed out the door. A call from Hiram Tolliver, it seems. She was either furious or terrified. There it is. It's dog barking time. Be right back. Okay, I think we're okay to be back. Who knows if that'll change in a couple minutes. We'll have to find out together. Anyways, I think it was she was either furious or terrified was the previous line, so, or both. Luca, be careful out there. I think we might be in the middle of the scoop of a lifetime. I will. Aren't you coming out? Nah, I'm gonna stake out here for a bit longer. See ya, Luca. Bye, Dawn. I miss you always. So... Oh my god, it's Solomon. Hello, Solomon. I did it. I changed the sign. Splendid. Did anyone see you? I don't believe so. You were right. It was simple enough to just rearrange the letters. Odd choice for a prank, though. In situations such as these, odd is good.
The two boys shared a mischievous grin.
Go off, Solomon. I can't wait for everyone to see the big reveal. I want to know, too. Tell me. It should be quite memorable. Let's make ourselves scarce for now. Goodbye, Solomon. I hope it's hilarious. Anyways, no time to do anything other than go to the treehouse. Except, use my refuse as a fishing word, obviously. Never mind. Oops. Fuck
Luca
you.
wrapped something.
Anyways, no new words for the thing. No new words for the lake. It's very sad. Alright. Radio. Here we go. Hook up the walkie-talkie to the radio in the treehouse. It just happens instantaneously. No expertise or knowledge needed. Rolo. Rolo, are you there? I'm at the treehouse now, Rolo. Mr. Kerr said you were alright. What happened out there? Dang it, Rolo, where are you? Soccer ball rocket ship. Who's there?
Luca could only see a cloaked shape behind the rocket.
Is it Rolo? Am I getting fucking pranked? I've got weapons in here, so you'd better come out right now.
He strained to hear as a muffled voice began.
Weapons. This is Iggy. It's Iggy, my horribly mutated friend Iggy. Weapons. How could you hurt something that's already dead?
Fear gripped Luca's throat.
Who are you? What, you don't recognize me? I guess I don't even recognize myself anymore.
Luca stared at the ground for a moment, trying to place the dampened voice. The figure shifted slowly from behind the rocket, revealing itself to Luca.
I'm a monster. And now they hunt me like the beast I am. You are so dramatic. Iggy.
Luca reached over empathetically. Iggy's tone jolted to dejected anger.
Don't touch me. This is all your fault.
Luca slumped to the ground, overwhelmed by guilt.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I lost control. So you couldn't control yourself for a second, and I get to be like this forever? There must be a way to fix this. Oh, you gonna be my savior? Perfect little Luca saves the day. With his positive attitude and the power of friendship. None of this matters. There's no time. They're after me. They chased me all through Weep Wood. I only came in here to hide. Hide from who? Who's after you? Luca! Luca! Rolo? It's not safe, Luca! Rolo, where are you? The treehouse! I'm at the treehouse, Rolo. Where are you? No, Luca, the treehouse isn't safe. They said they were going to the treehouse. Oh, here comes dog barking. Be right back. Alright, it's fine. I was trying to tell you to stay away from the treehouse. Who said they're going to the treehouse? The clipboards! What did I tell you? Those perennial harvest wackadoos are after me. They've been chasing me, yelling questions at me. What sort of questions? They were saying the same stuff they always do, but it's different now. Less asking, more threatening. We're gonna figure this out, Iggy. Yeah, well... Thanks. Sure. No problem. Hello? Is anyone present in this arboreal domicile? They did not just bonk bonk ba bonk 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 bonk. They did not hit me with the comedy stinger knocking. I can't believe they did this. Crap, they found me! Luca, what's happening? Don't panic. You stay here and I'll see what they want. Hello, Mr. Van Horn. We would love to hear your thoughts. Do you have time for an informal chat? We will be brief. Your time is valuable to us. Be down in just a second. Of course, of course, of course, of course. We have a problem. Luca, you gotta get out of there! Who's out there? Is it them? Yeah, it's the clipboards. A bunch of them. How many? Maybe all of them? And yeah, you were right. They are saying the same stuff, but with the creepy knob cranked to 10. Might young Iggy be present? We would love to hear his thoughts. Run!
Iggy slumped to his knees.
Thanks, Rolo. I'm sure you understand everything, and that's why you are so right for telling us to run. I'm sure that'll work. You're so smart, Rolo. Anyways... I don't know what to do. I'm just so tired. Luca, what do we do?
Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and headed for the window.
Follow my lead.
Luca and Iggy climbed up the back of the treehouse to its roof, where Rolo had constructed his MCDC.
I still don't know what MCDC means.
The Mission Control Defense Cannon.
Thank you. Now I know.
From behind the crowd of clipboards, William Kerr strode forward, a warm smile on his face.
Oh boy. Iggy, there you are. You gave us all a heck of a scare. Go away. Just leave me alone. Oh, I'm sorry, Iggy, but no can do. Don't worry, though. We're here to help. Help? Then why were you chasing me? Luca, can you talk some sense into your pal here? Just look at him. He's not well. What's wrong with him? What did that gunk do to him? Well, that's a pretty honkin' big question, Luca. All you need to know is that he's sick. He's real sick, Luca. I just need you to let us up there and take care of him. That's a weird way to say it, Mr. Kerr. You told me Rollo was okay, that he was back at his place resting. He is! Poor fella just got a little lost. That's a lie! That is a hurtful thing to say, Luca. Wow. What a clown. I thought we were buddies. Why? Because he lets you ramble on like a wackadoo? Nobody likes you, you creep. I think he's pretty neat.
Kerr's smile faltered.
Poor guy. He's just a dumbass. And a freak. Why don't you pop on down here so we can have a face-to-face? Yelling like this is gonna give us all a heck of a sore throat. And who wants that? No one, that's who.
Luca's grip tightened on the MCDC.
He didn't actually say that. But I'll pretend he did. What did you do to Rollo, you liar? Well, shucks, Luca. The only teeny tiny fib I told you was that he was at home. He is resting, and he is perfectly safe. For now, at least. What happens to him next is up to you, Luca. Look around. You're in quite the pickle, and I am the only person in the whole wide world who can help you. You get to decide how this ends. Oh no.
Luca's mind raced. He was caught in a trap. What do you do when there's no hope? Iggy wiped his cheeks with a sleeve. What are you gonna do, Luca?
Hiya, Iggy. Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Flashlight emoji? Fight or flight? Oh my god. I didn't even remember getting the flight charm. This is so funny. Fight.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Fight. He swung the mission control defense cannon around, aiming it confidently at the smirking face of William Kerr.
And then nothing happened. Why would this thing work? Go off. Hey, Mr. Kerr.
Luca summoned his most insolent demeanor.
Rollo sends his regards. Get his ass? Got his ass. Hey! That was uncalled for, more than a little rude, and just plain unsanitary. Luca, I really did think we were good pals. What a shame that it's come to this.
Kerr turned his back on the two boys.
Explode them. Or end this. End this.
With a nonchalant wave of the hand, he made his exit.
Goodbye, Mr. Kerr.
As the clipboards began to slowly advance on the treehouse, Luca looked to Iggy with resignation in his eyes.
Totally got his ass, just like you wanted.
The end.
Oh, that was fast. Alright.
That escalated quickly. Maybe discretion was the better part of valor here.
Listen, I didn't think it was gonna work either. Let's do it again. Like...
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Flight. He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon,
Oops.
aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches.
Plunger zipline!
He looked up
Plunger
with surprise
zipline!
as it struck true
Oh,
and
one
taut.
second. Oh my god, that's the third time. Okay. He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut. Narrator lady said that. Thanks. Wow, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. Kerr. We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. See ya, jerks. Plunger zipline. Fine. We know where that leads them. This way. We'll take the tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice.
I bet it was ice.
In fact, it was ice.
Haha! Guess who? Guess who knew? Guess who? That's what I definitely said. I said guess who. Guess who knew? Anyways.
Chapter 5. Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they
I've
gazed
been here
across the snowy
before.
terrain.
That was actually pretty badass. Uh-huh. I think we lost him. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. Then what's up with the Winter Wonderland? All I know is there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Find a way home. Well?
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. 2 faint seams were visible along the surface.
A manhole cover? If it is, I've never seen one like it. Well, I guess they're not going to use the tubes. Whatever. Luca? Luca, are you there?
Luca had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
Is that Bozo Kerr? Oh, it's Kerr on the walkie-talkie. Got it. I hope nothing bad has happened to you out in those woods.
Luca looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be rude.
With a resigned sigh, Luca responded.
It seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks! The young man of the hour! Now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Boy howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You knew my parents? I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving. Yeah? Yeah? I'm sure I can go places. I'm sure this isn't a dead end and I have to turn around. Oh dear. It is. Slime boys! The sludgy hazmat men! What's the readout? Sitting just above 258 Kelvin. That's down a bit from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Kerr? Meh, still within safe ranges. It may be spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with. I'm going to assume one of those is Mr. Nuncreed, but I don't know which one, so I can't give it the voice. None of my voices are good anyways, but, you know. What's all this? Hard to say with all this snow. I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out letters under there. What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep into Weepwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. I'll see what I can do. Let's see. Hup. 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 Nothing. There's nothing here. Got her. Snowball. Fuck. I missed. Welcome to Beacon Pines!
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
This doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? How's that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here? I guess we got turned around. Where did all this snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. There's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought at before, it was cold too. Maybe all of it leads to one source? You think it's related? What the hell is going on? We're gonna get you some answers. Let's keep moving. Here we go. Wow, it's Beacon Pines! I've never been here before, definitely. Sludge, this stuff look familiar to you? It looks like the barrel near the puddle I, shoved me into, yeah. Yeah? What about it? You have a problem?
The fencing listened. Each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
Looks like the stuff they put up around Weepwood. The stuff who put up? I don't know. Ice. It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Oh no! Someone rescue that boy, he's drowned in. Whatever happened here, it happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Or, you know, a swim run. I can get over the bridge. I definitely can. Alright.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush.
Iggy, is there a problem?
He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but more snow. There must be an explanation for all of this. We have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Iggy, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic stories. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't even going to save ourselves. My face is mangled. The town is destroyed. And everyone we've ever known is gone. We don't know that. You can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. You fucking wimp. I'm sorry. Iggy, it's gonna be okay. Sure. That's what I meant when I called him a fucking wimp. That's what I meant, I promise.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion, and more than a little guilt.
Can't believe I sludged the little lion man. Can't believe I've done this. It is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Yeah, this is a good idea. Let's just rest for a bit.
The boys huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
Numb? That wasn't written down anywhere. Did I skip it on accident? I don't think so. The way the snow covered everything over, it's kinda calming. Yeah. I haven't had time to say it, but thanks. Huh? For getting us away from those creeps? I sorta froze up back there. Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper. No, that's ball hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gunk would do. You didn't, right? Of course not. I kinda did. And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. But I did lose my temper.
Iggy motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. But that's exactly what you should have done. Huh? I was being a horse's ass. You were supposed to be a horse's ass in response. That's how it works. Iggy, I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight you? Of course! Jeez, you goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying cruel things trying to get into fights?
Iggy shrugged.
It's something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored? Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. You and Rolo are always having a blast together. Laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse missin' control, actually. Missin' control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Perfect little Luca Van Horn. With his perfect little life. My life is not perfect. Everybody in town likes you. 'Cause I'm not a dick to them, Iggy. Think about this. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and even she already likes you. You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know?
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
I get that impression.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
That's my cue to drink water, probably. Hold on. Okay. Huh. It must be raining out here. Just like Colonel Mustang, whatever his name is, from Full Metal Alchemist. I never knew that Iggy was the guy from Full Metal Alchemist. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
We should probably try to get some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom of all this. All of this. Same thing.
Luca's eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
Yeah, this'll end well. Luca? Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. What do you think? Not bad. I'll give you the full tour when we get back. You know what?
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad.
The house smelled of warm bread.
Yeah, that's where we are. House.
Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up
Makes
to see
sense
his
to
parents
me.
on the couch.
Yep, makes sense
His
to
mother
me.
held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?"
Who?
Luca turned to see his own face.
Oh, that guy. Old asshole Luca. I know him.
The doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit.
That's him.
Still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes.
What a bitch.
Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials.
I don't like what you're saying, asshole Luca from the future.
Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you?
Nope. I'm just an outsider.
Lucas snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us. Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes.
Hilarious.
The doppelganger
As you
limped
do.
into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next?
Nope.
Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this.
So true.
She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it.
I don't. Or do I? Tetris effect again. What happened? Did it crash? Why you gotta log on again? Anyways. I guess it would be the Valentines who did it. That's the only thing that makes sense. I can't believe the Valentines gave everyone the illness. It was Saturday Night Fever? You're right, it was Saturday Night Fever.
I swore an oath to help people.
Violate the Hippocratic Oath for me, Dad. Do it. It'll be fine.
I won't turn my back on them. Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading.
Swear to God. OBS, come back. Did anyone hear me say Sharper Valentine is hot for no reason? This is very important. Come here. Let's see. That doesn't look right. Oh, there it is. Fuck. My stream did in fact restart. No, you didn't hear me say Sharper Valentine was hot for no reason. Ah, jeez. This is gonna be I hate this. I don't think he does corporate crime. You can't prove that. He can't do corporate crime. He's hot. Ugh. Why are the dogs barking? They have no reason to be barking right now. You're all gonna have to listen to it. Wait, is that my sister? My sister just showed up. Hold on a second. This is important. Mother of God. This is gonna be a pain in the ass to fix later. If I upload these to YouTube, which I might. Oh, anyways. I think everything's under control. Aside from my stream restarting. But that's whatever. It should still be running if I'm reading all these right. So...
Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes.
Damn. Bullshit platitudes.
What about our son? Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs.
Oh dear.
Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you, buddy?
It sure is.
With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all.
Can't
Luca
believe you
placed
still
the
think Sharper
stethoscope against his
Valentine is
father's
corporate
chest.
crime. How could
His
you?
heart was racing.
It's not like he died because of all of his crimes. Oh wait.
It sounded like you were going somewhere.
He totally did.
Walt gently removed the
He
device
totally
from Luca's
did die
ears.
for his crimes.
Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of.
Very important business.
I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise?
Yeah, he
Walt
promised.
stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise.
How dare you? You lied.
With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun.
And then Sharper Valentine exploded him with his eye beams. So sad. So sad. Who the hell are
A figure
you?
approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in
Who
contemplation.
the hell is this?
Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head.
Bonk. Wake up,
From a
idiot.
deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me.
Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Just what do you think you're doing?
Luca looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We were asleep minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me. You... Little bunny foo-foo? Walking through the forest? Knocking on people's heads. Of course. I remember everything about little bunny foo-foo.
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You big-headed, scarfy-necked furball. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend? An observer? A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility? Great. How about a name? Scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the heads. If you say so, I'd believe that's how little bunny foo-foo works. If you must call me something, you can call me Nat. Like a Nat 20 in Dungeons and Dragons.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a gnat and buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Goodbye, Nat. Wait! Do you live here? You might say that. So you know where we are? You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Are you sure about that? Alright, that does it. Luca, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Goodbye, Iggy. Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luca and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place.
Wow. Thanks, Nat.
Cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weepwood, or we teleported to some alternate universe, or this is all just some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. But this is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original, true Beacon Pines. Yeah? You both grew up here, but the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. It's too much work. You'd need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. Does this mouse realize they're supposed to be 12, theoretically? 'Cause, like Jesus, you're so... That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You'd think so, unless the auditing was impeccable. Girl, bitch, I don't even know what auditing is. Stop. Stop playing Dota 2 on my Twitch stream. You people. That's supposed to be reserved for achievement pop-ups only. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to the miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane.
Luca and Iggy looked around uncomfortably.
So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is to uncover...
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
the source. Why'd you say the source like that? Why indeed?
Luca began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's all ridiculous. There's no way they could...
He looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home...
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out,
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simple head west through Weepwood. Sponsored stream. I refuse to let you prove that. You aren't allowed to. Simple head west. Sure.
Chapter 6. The Source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived.
Get out of here.
He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know. Luca stopped dead in his tracks.
I've been here before.
The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth.
They literally moved that entire ass tree? Like, for real? Oh my god.
He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard. A headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here? All this time I thought I was visiting you. But you've been here, alone, in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply, just snow-covered silence.
Why'd you give me the slip like that? Iggy, now is not the time. You freaking cat boy. Get out of here. Mind your business. Nerd. What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
We gotta hide. It's Slime Man. 259k. Fall off distance still good. Dude, did you hear me? You said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who loved them will never know the truth. The truth is overrated.
He bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey. Don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. He moonwalk away. Haha, weirdo. Here I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses are out here literally dancing on graves.
Luca stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some advice.
Iggy gave Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey! Who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow, crying like some pushover. Who you helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luca Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you acting like a horse's ass? I should stand up for myself. Well, actually, Iggy said you should be a horse's ass right back, but whatever. Go off. Hell yeah! Kerr and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a source.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to Perennial Harvest. Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to their precious source, wouldn't it? That's what Grandma thought. It didn't go very well, but that's what Grandma thought. What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. And what if it's too big to smash?
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. This is a terrible idea. Let's do this. I already know where it is. It's over here. It can get awful cold out there in those woods, Luca. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rolo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh heavens no, do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Aw, shucks, now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. Don't be mean to him. He's just an asshole. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
Oh boy, what could it be? It's very purple. What's that? Long story. So a few years back I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So why did you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rolo were doing chores at Rolo's chicken coop, and you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Iggy caused the flaming chicken coop. It was all his fault. Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces. Rolo got grounded for months. Which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried him under that tree. But when I came back for him later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found him and tossed him.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out, it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who is in way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast-off, loser. Oh, Mr. Kerr. Crooked. Just like this whole stinking place. Crooked. How about over here? Nope. How about... Nope. How about the coffee shop? Can I go to the coffee shop? Nope. It was just the sign. Here we are.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo, 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 echo. I was trying to get water. Whoa. I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. The source. Whoa, there's guys in that hole. There is guys in that hole. How did you know? Who told you? How'd you figure that out? This is the source? It's a dang hole? How do we smash a hole? Don't say that. You can't say this. You looked up spoilers, of course. Anyways, you should not be allowed to say, how do we smash a hole? I can't believe they wrote this. Ugh. Oof. Hey, it's Mr. Kerr. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr. Where's Rollo? I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
the you know. Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh heavens no, my role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us? Yeah. That's what he was implying. You're so smart. Who told you? Who told you? Anyways, you are a smart boy!
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is not. Oh, okay, those are both italicized. It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime. And you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile's not going to be so winning after we're done with you. Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Scene change. It's the fellas. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop. Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you, regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. Bup, bup, bup. Is that a sound effect or is he making those noises? I don't know. That's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool! Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You all can head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here. Goodbye, fellas. I'll miss
Mr. Kerr
you.
sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Ooh. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca. Iggy tried to twist away,
sisters.
but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side.
Uh-oh, sisters.
Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. How, what channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference, they're always listening. If you do that, the clipboards will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. He's like 20. He looks like he's like 24, and I'm 24. Could you think about what you're saying? Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go? Are you insane?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Yeah, how dare you? Long life? I'll have you know I can still play 25. Oh. I fell for his lie. He really is good at it now, isn't he? He's what then? 30? Probably 30. You should have heard me sing the part of Phileas Young.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Rum-dum-dum. Bruppity-dum-dum. Wow, can you believe this guy? What the heck am I gonna use this one for?
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. Take off the coat, boy. I think that's even harder than just trying to get the guy to let go, honestly. Do you see those fasteners? Like, yikes. Iggy, no.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. 2 birds with 1 stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
A calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Luca had no choice but to. This sucks. They even got out the fucking orchestral singer in the background for this. This sucks. This one probably ends with everyone dying, honestly. But so does this one. There's Game Boys down there, I promise.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
Oh boy. How'd they even light those? Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Hey, it's Nat! Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Whoa. That's different. Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempest liquamine is a peculiar substance. What? It can change the relationship between matter and time itself, but doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks made the whole freeze over? That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
Yeah, I know. I know what that looks like. It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all of this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You? Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you are going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
Yeah, I'm sure that's real. I've never made that joke before. I never say things like Hell Wheel 2 Hell Harder.
Revenge served cold.
Yeah. Whack.
Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels.
Drag 'em. Destroy them.
Let's go back and find something more definitive.
It's a whole thing. Look at Mr. Kerr's stupid twink body. Fucking twig. Anyways.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you?
So true.
Mirror, now.
Oh my god, what a clown.
A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end.
That went well.
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Don't worry. Doing the right thing was also the wrong thing. Or doing the wrong thing, in fact, was also the wrong thing. You don't even know which one was right and which one wasn't. How dare you try to pass this on to me? Just because I got confused and said everything backwards? Unbelievable. Well, time to go to different universe entirely.
Chapter 4. The Best Policy. Luca paused for a moment, catching his
The
breath.
one where Beck got a tiny splash of sludge on her hair and it turned gray, and then she ran away. That's all that happened before I left, so I don't know what's happening anymore.
He
We're
only
back
just
into
met Beck,
the middle
and
of
somehow
nowhere.
He already managed to drag her into this mess. Hopefully he could make it up to her. But finding Rollo was his primary concern.
Alrighty. What are Fitz and Roxy doing here? Luca, what the hell are you doing out here? And why did a kid with gray hair just run past us in a panic?
Roxy and Fitz looked drained. It was clear they'd spent all day searching.
That's Beck. I don't care who she is. What happened? We were just helping look for Rollo. Luca, I need you to start telling me the truth.
Roxy's temper could often be dismissed as the impatience of an older sibling. But this was the most intense Luca had ever seen her. Her eyes were wild and unfocused, looking straight through Luca.
We're running out of time.
In a torrent of rambled words and tears, Luca broke down.
Rollo and I weren't just playing in Weepwood yesterday. We were investigating lights at the old Valentine warehouse, but someone was there in a strange suit, and we hid in the dumpster and had a heavy bag dropped on us, and I think it was a body, and so we ran, but we got split up, and I ran home, and it's all my fault. And now my best friend may never come back. Wow. Just... wow.
Roxy, still exhausted and angry, softened briefly as her eyes hunted the ground in thought. With a determined sigh, she looked up at Luca.
I'm glad Luca gave me a recap of everything that happened in this timeline. It's not your fault, Luca. Rollo's gonna be okay, I promise.
Roxy drew herself up.
I'm gonna fix this. Luca, go home. But I want to help. This is too dangerous for a kid. I can't just sit around. I have to do something.
Roxy tried to think of the safest place to send Luca.
You go back to that little treehouse you two like to play in. Wait there in case Rollo shows up. Sound like a plan?
Luca wiped his cheeks and gave a quick nod.
You did the right thing telling me the truth. Now scoot. You really believe his story? What other option do we have? Things have been strange around here leading up to the festival. My dad has been acting weird lately. Well, weirder than normal.
Looking into the puddle, Roxy rubbed her arms to warm up.
Why is it so cold here? This place gives me the willies. Wait at the treehouse in case Rollo shows up. Give me this can. I'm taking it with me. Hey, Joey. Never mind. How are the bees doing? No bees for me. Fine.
Mr.
Hey, it's
Nuncreed
Mr.
jumped with a
Nuncreed.
start.
Whoa, don't sneak up on an old fella like that. Sorry. Who are you talking to? What?
Luca motioned to the phone booth.
Oh, no. I was just checking because I thought I heard it ring. But the dang thing never does, of course. Yeah, I've never seen anyone use it, really. The whole thing's a waste of money, if you ask me. Any word from Rolo yet? Not yet. Long time for a boy to lose his way. Rolo knows those woods too well to get lost. I suppose you're right. Silly boy's antics have this whole town worried sick. Antics? We all know Rolo likes to play his little pranks. You think this is a prank? What other possible explanation could there be? He's not playing a prank and he didn't get lost. Someone took him. I know it. How would you know that? Unless... Luca, is there something else that you know?
Mr. Nuncreed gently placed one of his substantial hands on Luca's shoulder.
Dang it, boy, if there's something you know, something that could help your friend, you need to tell folks.
Luca peered up at Mr. Nuncreed. Kind eyes warmed a stern face. There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all. It was subtle, but Luca could sense something eating away at him.
Well, I have one choice, so here we go.
There was a shame lurking behind those eyes. A deep sadness. If Mr. Nuncreed was that worried about Rolo, maybe he could help.
Yeah. Sure. Yesterday Rolo and I were messing around at the old Valentine warehouse. Dang it, you're just like your dad, boy. He did say that once. If you go down the little shit path and you run away from Roxy with Rolo and then you bump into Mr. Nuncreed, you just slap him and keep running. And he's like, this boy's got too much of his dad in him. So you know how it is. Yesterday, Rolo and I were messing around at the old Valentine warehouse.
Mr. Nuncreed raised an eyebrow.
Both of you? You were with Rolo when he went missing? Not exactly. I was hiding in the dumpster. The dumpster? What were you doing in there? No one's supposed to know that dumpster's there. You're so sus. I wonder why he's so sus. At first we were just looking around. Then someone in a strange yellow suit came and dumped something on us. We both got scared and ran. That was the last I saw of him. You got scared by some garbage? Well, that's why you don't go skulking in someone's dumpster. But it wasn't garbage. I think it was a body. I'm sure it was just some trash. No, there was a name tag. It said Deep Engineering.
Mr. Nuncreed's shoulders slumped.
I wish you wouldn't have said that.
A deep sigh bellowed from his chest.
Why did you have to... I tried, Luca. God knows I tried to keep you safe.
Luca attempted to take a step back, but Nuncreed's hand clamped down on his shoulder.
But you Van Horns just can't help yourselves, can you? We were all so close to being done with this.
With a firm shove, Nuncreed manhandled Luca into the phone booth.
What are you doing? It's out of my hands now.
The door latched shut with a mechanical hiss.
Shit.
As Luca pounded the glass, the floor dropped from under his feet.
Uh-oh, Squarey Gwampy.
The inside of the phone booth was now a loose capsule plummeting at gravity's whim. Luca winced and pressed his hands to the walls. As he braced for impact, the capsule hurried to a surprisingly smooth stop. He felt a cold rush of air and opened his eyes with hesitance. 2 large figures in hazmat suits occluded his view. Luca heard the deep, resigned voice of Mr. Nuncreed over an intercom. He knows too much. The end. Wait. No. This isn't the end. I know there's still much more. Somehow this went wrong. Okay, let's try something else.
Oh. And here I thought I had no other options. Began to hum. Alright, girls.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping.
I sure can hum. This changes everything.
Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note. Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees.
I'm sorry. Did my mom get slimed and turned into an old lady?
Something about her was undeniably his mother. Only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom!
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother.
She did. She got olded. What the hell? That's evil.
They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were gone. You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then, what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
Okay. We're here. There's only like 2 lines that got skipped in the meantime, but I'm back to the exact line. I went and looked for it. Okay. They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. We did it. We avoided ice cube explosion. You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know. 7 months ago.
Oh my god, are they really? Oh, they're really?
Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus liquamen.
Tempus liquamen. I said liquamine, but apparently it's liquamen. I think it's Latin for liquid time. That's crazy.
There were dozens of them, every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching.
I'll have to remember that it's pronounced that way.
She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
Oh. That's it. That's the whole thing. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man is a liar. Excuse me. I will not. This town has a dangerous secret and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated... Mrs. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to... You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please. Don't you all see? This festival is a sham. An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just sneaky as the dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable so that she can get the help she needs. It's Mr. Nuncreed. She's not the one who's disturbed. I don't remember his voice. She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is... Solomon? What are you doing, Solomon? That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncreed.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face.
Yes, sir. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. Ah, the ever-tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. You've been quite the thorn in my side. Like a weed that's burrowed in where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look dreadful.
He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. Is this sharper? Probably. Little baby ass. Wowie. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party. But alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr? Yes, sir. It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. I will take it from here. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. You have done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
He's getting ragdolled.
A hushed horror gripped the crowd.
There he is. It's
a
Sharper
story
Valentine.
about change.
Poo-poo gas. No. It's no such thing. It's horrible age gas that makes people go all fucked up and evil. What? No! Ah, so you didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. The festival was a ruse. This festival, even. I can read. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. The Sharper Valentine Festival. Ha! Wonderful.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you malicious bastard. Malice? I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr. Kerr?
William Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
You coward! Does anyone else have something to contribute?
A helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Did you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools. You people should be celebrating my return. You're clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy? Don't say that. Don't say that. Why are you making that face? Everything's wrong about this. I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give. The opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I am disappointed would be an understatement. But I... Silence, Augustus. An adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Eris, you fail me with admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I have been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can just live forever? But what about... It's alright, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where is Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you've said enough. Nonsense, the people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter. Cheer up! You are about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor, desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I am willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of Perennial Harvest? Ha! You think that puffed-up blatherskite could have accomplished all of this? I don't even know what a blatherskite is. But okay, go on. Dawn, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow. You've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Stupid fruit. Yes, King. Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire, at your service. Oh my god. He's the bitch who wrote that book about how great he is in the library. Unbelievable. It all makes sense. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime. Wait, so this Bill Kerr was a patsy the whole time? What? This Bill Kerr was a patsy? Is that what we're saying? Are we saying he's a fruit? That's what a patsy is, right? The C stands for I shan't say it in chat. This Bilker was a patsy the whole time. Hold on. I have to make sure. uh... Patsy. No. That is not what a patsy is. But only gay people say the word patsy in any capacity. Amazing. Now that your secret is out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most, and I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. Ha! The young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. If things would have gone a bit differently, you might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do, given time. That's a famous quote from Sharper Valentine. I know it because I accidentally walked into the History Museum like 4 times. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought. But well worth it. Ha!
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
He walks up to the little guy and straight up beats up a 12-year-old in front of everyone. Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business.
Uh-huh.
Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer. The end. This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now.
I got malice as a word for this. Oh god, are the dogs barking again? Oh, I guess it's actually break time for the first time this time. Well, that was fast. Anyways, continue. Fuck! I accidentally typed a 5 in Twitch chat. I've erased it.
You can feel
Continue.
it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing.
All I got was malice out of this, I think.
Let's see.
There's Malice. I don't know. I know that I literally went to break and came back just to read like 2 more lines. But it's been such a disaster today. Things are beginning to seem clear. What a pun. Like, everything's been such a disaster today that I think I should call the stream like now instead of continuing, even though I just came back from the break screen. What should I do? Should I continue? I feel like this next one's gonna go into a lot of very long shit. Any thoughts? Squiggly from twitch.tv. The only person who holds any power here, as the only viewer. Cool. No thoughts. Head empty. Good to know. Good to know. You know what? I'll see. I'll see. I don't know. Thanks, Frey.
There was a malice lurking
I
behind
don't
those
want to do
eyes,
Mr. Nuncreed voice.
like a trap ready to spring. Luca felt the weight of Nuncreed's hand on his shoulder. Something wasn't right. He didn't know why, but something was telling Luca to get out of there.
I gotta leave soon, so... I just want this all to be over. Want this to all be over. I just want this to all be over. Me too. That's exactly what I was just talking about. Of course, I'm sure it will all work out soon enough. I should get going. I told Roxy I'd check for Rollo at the treehouse.
Luca twisted free of Nuncreed's grasp.
Of course. Luca, you know your dad and I were good friends back in the day. You can come to me with anything. Anything at all. Oh, I was like a minute behind in stream time. That's probably my fault. There's a lot of dropped frames, according to this other monitor. It could be my fault. Here. I'll just do that. That ominous conversation with Mr. Nuncreed. And... Wi-Fi Warrior. I need to find the right button. I don't know what button goes where. Don't worry. I just tried every single button instead.